Hey, I'm Jason. I'm going to give you a little tutorial on my Numark ns7 with the effects. I now have itch version 1.7 and it's good. I prefer 1.5 more just because of the 1.7 has the beat grid with it, and I turn it on, kind of screws up your BPM charts. Let's see. Because I know you can adjust it, but I just don't care for it. Let's see. So I'm going to turn beat grid on. And here's your beat grid. And as you can tell, 1 is way off from the beginning of the beat, and you can adjust it. You just do Alt and you double click where you want it to go. So it's literally right there, right where the line is right now. So Alt, and you're gonna want to drag your mouse there and see if I can do this. Alt and double click. Oh, I don't want to turn beat grid ed on though, of course. And now it's a little more lined up. So yeah, we got our 1 lined up where it's supposed to be. And for a lot of songs don't keep a constant BPM. So when you go to, like, use a strip search here, and you can go through any part of the song, and yeah, like these ones right here are like on the and beat. So it's like on the and beat right there, wherever 149 is. So whenever you do the looping function, it's going to do it on the and, when it should be right there, right where the bass kicks in. So some song producers do screw up with that constant beat thing, the 1, 2, 3, 4, and they missed an and or something. So I don't like the beat grid. Some other people may find it useful, especially when itch comes out with the bridge, which we're working on. But I'm just gonna walk you through the ns7 with the version 1.7, which is the same as others except just the beat grid, and I'm gonna show you some nice effects I use with the ns effects too. And I bought that separately. I bought the Numark ns7 before the effects was out, and I like the effects. It's pretty awesome. And I hope you can hear the speakers okay. Alright. So the Numark ns7, as everyone knows, they are scratchable. The crossfader works. And the nice thing about the crossfader, you can choose how steep you want your fade to be. With what I have it on right now, the very right is, even if I tap it over this way a bit, I'll use another song so you can tell the difference. Something everyone knows, I guess. Or I could just have it completely off then. I'm just tapping it over just that much. And so it's good for scratching. If you turn it like any way, it does fade in. Or completely big fade. So that's how the crossfader part works. I always have mine right there just because I like going right to the song and not having to deal with the volume fade. I'll show you what these ones are right here before I forget. Motor torque is basically the resistance of the turntable. So if you're actually holding the turntable and you do the torque. I mean, I have my torque on high right now, but if I use my pinky to turn it to low, there's a little resistance, but when you put it on this one, there's a little more. Not that much, and then a little more. So if you use the platter for anything, and it does affect your scratching also. And the fader start I'll do the X fader. The X fader reverse is just basically reversing each channel. So on this side, I still have my techno track, the bottom one, but yet the fader is reversed, so it's gonna think this side is now deck B, and the volume control still works for this one, so do all these ones. So it's still this side, but the fader just has BOB on that side and techno on that side. Some artists will do that for beat juggling or for preferred scratching. It'll actually be cool if I show it with the same song. I'm not going to use BOB. Rihanna's a good one to beat juggle with. Let's do, yeah. Everyone knows this song. And this is a nice little feature, the fader start. If I turn it on, whenever I turn it on at is where the cue is going to be. And now that turned yellow right there. It's going to happen to this side also. So it's just the red indicating that that's where my first cue is. Red is first cue. The orange yellow is 2, the second cue. The third is the blue cue. And then there's a bit more of a lighter color for 4 than 2. And then the fifth one is the green one. I know it's different from Windows to Macs, and if you could change the colors of that manually, that'd be awesome. But anyway, you don't even have to have it on a cue. You can have it right here, and whenever your fader start will be yep, there it is where the cue is going to go. So every time the fader opens to that side, it's going to start. Even when I bring it back, it'll still go right to that spot. And if you want it to be at a different spot, yeah, you can turn it off and back on. And these lights will pop up every time you turn it on and off. Hope you can hear that. Of course, you can always turn them off, and it doesn't apply to that. It sounds better when you have your motor off because it doesn't have to deal with the starting point of it. So that's how that works. I showed you the hot cues, obviously the play button. Everyone knows it plays it. If you don't know that, then you are a beginner. These knobs right here, we have a start time and stop time and start time is what the play and pause button are for. And I lost my knob for that one, but I can still turn it. So we'll turn the stop knob, because now that the stop knob's on negative, whenever I stop it, it'll stop automatically. But if I turn my start knob all the way to the plus, it'll take a while for it to slow down. And same with the stop. That's how that one works. because YouTube has this maximum time limit thing. I'm gonna stop right now, but I will have a part 2. So just look for that one, and I'll actually be shooting that right after this. So sweet.